Hello, welcome to CrossYoga in the Matopos. My name is Mackenzie. Please go ahead and join me on your mat. Today we're going to go through a few different psalms as we move our bodies and breathe. So I just invite you to settle in. If you have a couple blocks today, they might be helpful, but they're not required. Maybe you find a simple seated pose similar to this. You're welcome to sit on a block if that's more comfortable. And as we begin, I just invite you to gather all of your scattered senses and recenter them on your body, your mat, and the presence of God. If it feels right, perhaps you increase your inhale and exhale counts by a count or two, just lengthening them slightly. Letting your spine get taller with each inhale. Feeling the crown of your head reach towards the sky. Maybe you notice with your inhale and exhale how your body changes shape. How your rib cage and belly expand with the inhale and contract with the exhale. Sometimes one of the hardest things about yoga for us is the slowing down. High intensity things and fast things are wonderful for some parts, for some benefits. But slowing down and being intentional and bringing awareness to your breath and your body equally have many benefits. There's a quote from J.I. Packer that says, "Live slowly enough to think deeply about God." Live slowly enough to think deeply about God. A few more breaths here before we begin to move. I invite you to start making small movements, maybe circling your wrists. Maybe extending the arm out to stretch the wrist and all those important tendons in that joint. Whatever movements feel right for the wrist right now. And when you're ready, go ahead and drop your ear down towards that shoulder. Maybe left ear towards left shoulder. And let's slowly let your chin work towards the chest. And then come up on the other side, right ear to right shoulder. Go ahead and continue to make that half circle movement. You've probably found a spot where your neck is tighter than in other angles. So wherever that spot is for you, stay there for a breath. Release and go ahead and find whatever tight spot you have on the other side. Breathe into that spot for a breath or two. Well done. Go ahead and bring your neck back to center. Next, inhale, arms rise up. And on your exhale, twist to one side, letting the arms come down halfway. Rising back up, come through center with your inhale. And exhale to the other side. Keep going through these shapes, using your breath to set your pace. You might just be finding the range of motion at first, so you're not necessarily turning on any muscles. But now as we do this, on this next side, can you bring your awareness to that left trap and lat, pulling your shoulder blade back a bit further, through center and other side. Again, can you turn on now the right lats, right trap? Almost like you're opening your heart and your shoulder 1 degree more. One more time on each side, waking up that upper back. Beautiful. Go ahead and let your arms down. I'm going to rotate. On your mat, just go ahead and lean back. Feet are planted. And go ahead and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Gently opening the hips. When they're next in center, go ahead and rise back up to a straight spine. Extend your legs out. Next, inhale, arms rise up to cactus. And now we're going to lean back just slightly. And we're going to lift left knee, twist right shoulder comes to touch. Exhale down. Go ahead and come to the other side. Just nice, slow, controlled movements. If you want to lean back further to target your core more, you can. Just 2 more times each side. Beautiful. Go ahead and switch to tabletop. So you're going to swing your feet behind you, plant both hands. Shoulders are stacked above wrists. Hips are stacked above the knees. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Find your neutral spine. 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, let the belly drop as the gaze lifts. Find cow. As you exhale, round the back, tuck your chin. Exhale, cat. Keep moving through cow and cat, using your breath to set your pace. On your next cat, can you work your belly button towards the spine and create space between the shoulder blades? Beautiful. Two more rounds. When you're done, go ahead and settle into child's pose or another resting pose that works for you. Child's pose is letting your hips sink down towards your heels or the mat. Chest and forehead rest on the mat. Arms are relaxed overhead. In this shape, can you find that deep, controlled breath again? Feeling your body expand with the inhale, pressing against your thighs or the mat. Exhaling, the belly draws back in. As you stay here, I'm going to read a psalm. We're going to read through 3 different psalms today, just taking that time to live slowly enough to think deeply about God. Our first psalm is Psalm 63, verse 1. It says, God, you are my God. I eagerly seek you. I thirst for you. My body faints for you, in a land that is dry, desolate, and without water. David wrote this psalm when he was far from the sanctuary and tabernacle. He was hiding in the wilderness. And in the Old Testament days, that meant that he couldn't participate in worship in the tabernacle, in the presence of God. So let me read it again with that perspective of how David is longing to be able to be in the sanctuary, but he's in the wilderness. God, you are my God. I eagerly seek you. I thirst for you. My body faints for you in a land that is dry, desolate, and without water. On your next inhale, start to rise up to down dog. So tuck your toes, plant those hands wide, fingertips, pinkies might touch the edge of the mat. Lift the sit bones and try to create that upside down V shape with a straight line between hips, shoulders, and wrists, as well as maybe hips, knees, heels. We're going to do 3 sun salutations. So on your next inhale, start to walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise, high mountain. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Next, inhale, reach high again. Exhale, hinge at the hips and dive down. Plant your hands on the mat. Step back to a high plank. You can come down to your knees if you'd like. And on your next exhale, keep the elbows in as you lower down. Let all 10 toenails be on the mat as you inhale for up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. 2 more. Next, inhale, walk, step, or hop, top of the mat. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Next, inhale, reach high. Exhale, dive down. Plant your hands, step back, high or low plank. Next, exhale, lower down from your knees or toes. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. One more time. I'm going to give fewer cues. Just embrace the silence. Your last round, go ahead and find child's pose or another resting pose. And take a moment to say a prayer for this time on your mat or to name your intention. One more breath here. Next, inhale, start to rise up to downward facing dog. Beautiful rays of sun coming in this morning after many cloudy and rainy days. Now we're going to work towards a forward fold at the bottom of our mat. So start to walk your hands slowly down towards your feet. Find that forward fold at the bottom of your mat. Now go ahead and take a deep bend in your right knee in this forward fold. Right hand stays planted as you let the left arm start to rise up, finding a twist. Stack that top shoulder on top of the bottom one as best you can. Next, exhale, top hand starts to float back down. Once both hands are planted, and again, your blocks can always be helpful here if a forward fold is too intense today. Just bend those knees back and forth like you're pedaling. Next, inhale, rise up to mountain. Exhale, let your hands come down parallel to the ground. Next, inhale, shift the weight into the right foot, left foot gets light. Exhale, as you bend the right knee, left heel reaches forward and taps the ground. Big inhale here. On the exhale, start to bring your hands forward, your arms towards you for an eagle arms. Right elbow is the bottom one. 2 more breaths here. And next, inhale, start to straighten that right knee as we begin to teeter through warrior 3. With control, left leg starts to go behind as your top half hinges forward. If you lose your balance, it's okay. Just start again. And start to teeter back up. As you exhale and set down, let that left foot come far up, maybe to the middle of the mat. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release those eagle arms, spread them wide, counter stretch. Woo, that feels good. And on the exhale, again, come and let your hands come down to hinge at the hips as you lean forward for pyramid. You can keep your hands planted on the hips, or if you'd like to take blocks, remember they have 3 different levels. Maybe the top, the highest level is what's helpful for you today. 2 more breaths in pyramid. In pyramid, our hips are squared to the top of the mat. Next, inhale, start to rise up. Bend the front knee, open the back leg. Now you're finding warrior 2. So hips are open. Your gaze might be over the front middle finger. Take a moment to check that your front knee cap is pointing towards the pinky toe. You don't want your knee collapsing in. One more big inhale with your tall spine. On the exhale, start to twist so that your shoulders face the front. Inhale, back to warrior 2. And on your exhale, lean forward, left elbow comes to left knee, side angle stretch. If you find yourself sinking down into that bottom shoulder, instead, can you power through it? Let your top arm come down, face the mat, and plant your hands. Find high plank. Lower down from your knees or toes. Go through one vinyasa with me. Inhale on your up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths here before we do the other side. Are your fingers spread nice and wide, like you can fit a slice of pizza or pie in between them? Go ahead and start to walk your hands down to the bottom of the mat. Find forward fold at the bottom. You're always welcome to keep a micro bend in your knees and forward fold so we don't hyperextend the knees, and it helps protect the back as well. Find that deep bend now in the left knee. Left hand plants. On your inhale, right arm rises up for a deep twist in forward fold. Where do you feel the biggest sensation? It's in your calf, your IT band, your glute, your shoulders. Let that top hand start to float down. With both hands down, pedal the feet or the knees, however you want to think about it. Next, inhale, halfway lift. Back is parallel to the ground. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. High mountain. Exhale, hands float down to parallel with the ground. Next, inhale, switch your weight now to the left foot. Exhale, slight bend in that left knee as the right heel touches down in front. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, find your eagle arms. Left elbow is on the bottom this time. If you can't find full eagle arms, just finding one cross and letting the backs of the hands be together is a wonderful alternative. 2 more breaths here. Make sure you're not sinking into that left hip, but you're keeping that glute strong and even with the right. Next, inhale, start to straighten that right leg as the left can now hover and start to hinge in your warrior 3 with eagle arms. One more breath in whatever shape you've found. Inhale as you start to teeter back up. Let that right leg pass through to the middle. Plant it down. One more inhale with a tall spine and your eagle arms. Exhale, release it. Counter stretch. Maybe you add a back bend. Inhale up to center. Exhale, hands come to the hinges of your hips as you lean forward in your pyramid. Grab your blocks if they're useful for you. Again, check that your hips are squared off to the top of the mat. Maybe to do that, you help the left hip come 1 notch forward. Next, inhale, rise up. As you exhale, open the back foot, find warrior 2. If you love a deeper warrior 2, go ahead and adjust the feet. You just want to make sure the front knee is stacked right on top of the ankle. Hips are even. Go ahead and place your arms where you like. Palm up or palm down. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Another big inhale in warrior 2. On your exhale, come into a twist, face the front. Come back out of your twist. One more inhale here. On your exhale, lean forward, side angle stretch. Right forearm is pressing on the right quad. Again, stay strong in that shoulder. Don't sink into it. Work through it. Let your left hand float down. Shoulders face the mat. Plant your hands. Step that right foot back. High plank. Lower down from your knees or toes through one vinyasa. Or you're welcome to head right to a resting pose. Well done. You've finished our first round of the main flow. Go ahead and find that deep breath, that controlled breath in our resting pose as I turn to another psalm to help us live slowly and think deeply about God. Psalm 40, verses 16 and 17 say, "Let all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. Let those who love your salvation continually say, 'The Lord is great.' I am afflicted and needy. The Lord thinks of me. You are my help and my deliverer. My God, do not delay." In verse 17, where it says needy, often we use that word to think of a financial need. But the context of that original word speaks of the state of his heart. Have you ever said that to the Lord? My heart is needy to you. The Lord thinks of me. You are my help and my deliverer. My God, do not delay. Three more breaths here before we do the second round of our flow. Not much is going to change as far as my cues, but if you'd like to do a few poses a bit deeper, like Warrior Two, or deeper forward folds, or pyramid, you have those options open to you. Please always know that my cues are invitations, and you are welcome. And I'd love it if you listen to your body, because you know where to rest and you know where to push. Next, inhale, start to rise up to downward facing dog. Maybe this is one where you also find a deeper stretch, which to me the best way to think about that is letting your hips or your pelvis tuck so that your tailbone points a little bit further towards the sky rather than straight back. Behind you, let that tailbone point up. Start to walk your hands towards the bottom of the mat, forward fold at the bottom. Take that deep bend in your right knee, right hand stays planted. Next, inhale, left arm rises up. 2 breaths here. Next, exhale, left hand floats back down. Pedal those knees. Next, inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins. Exhale, fold. Next, inhale, reach and rise, high mountain. Make sure you're rooted down equally through all the corners of your feet. Exhale, hands come parallel to the ground. Next, inhale, right foot takes your weight, left foot becomes light. Exhale, touch it down in front. Inhale here. On the exhale, eagle arms, right elbow on the bottom. 2 more breaths here. Next, inhale, start to straighten that right leg so the left foot hovers. Exhale as you teeter forward. Warrior 3 with eagle arms. This is not not easy. So if you are doing any of this, well done. Maybe your balance is not here today. Can you find a wall to help? Or you release those eagle arms to find other support. That is so welcome. On the inhale, teeter back up. Exhale, left leg steps through to the middle of the mat. One more inhale with your tall spine. Exhale, release those arms. Slight back bend, optional. Inhale, as you open the hips and the back foot to find warrior two. Palms can be face up or down. And one more big inhale here. On your exhale, twist that upper body. Let your shoulders come parallel to the top of the mat. Inhale as you open up again. Excuse my dogs. One more big inhale in warrior two. Exhale, side angle stretch. Can you reach those fingertips just a bit further forward as you also ground down through the blade edge of the mat? Reach those fingertips a bit more forward as you also reach and ground down through the blade edge of your right foot. And release that side angle stretch. Plant both hands on the mat. Left foot steps back. Find high plank or low plank. Next, exhale, move through one vinyasa with me. You're also always welcome to head straight to down dog and skip the vinyasa. 2 breaths here and we'll tackle the other side. When you're ready, start to walk your hands to the bottom of the mat to meet your feet. Forward fold. Deep bend now in the left knee, left hand stays planted. Next, inhale, right arm rises. Next, exhale, let that top arm float back down. With both hands or fingertips planted, go ahead and pedal those knees. Next, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise, high mountain. Exhale, arms come down parallel to the ground. Next, inhale, shift the weight into your left foot. Right heel touches slightly forward as you exhale and bend that left knee slightly. Again, maybe you want to go deeper. Inhale here. On the exhale, find eagle arms, left elbow on the bottom. 2 breaths, whatever shape you're finding. Next, inhale, straighten that left leg. Right leg starts to hover. Exhale as you teeter forward. You might notice through this round that one warrior three is much better or worse than the other side. That is very common. Please don't beat yourself up about it. As you teeter back up and exhale, plant that right foot down towards the middle of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, release the arm bind. Stretch those arms wide. I heard one yoga instructor say we need to treat our hips as the siblings that they are, and not the twins that you think they are. So usually one side will be able to balance much better than the other. Okay, we're now going to find our pyramid shape. Let your hands come to the hips. And on your next exhale, hinge down. Next inhale, rise up. And go ahead and open to your warrior two. Again, you can make it a wider stance. Front knee stacked over the ankle. Hips are open but level. So if you're sinking one down, it always helps to do a self adjust where you place your hands out level to the hips and see, are they even or not? One more breath in your warrior two. Inhale again. And on the exhale, find that twist. Shoulders come parallel to the top of the mat, squared up if you can. And inhale as you come back to warrior two. Exhale, side angle stretch. And same picture on this side. Can you reach those fingertips forward while grounding down and reaching through the blade edge of your back foot? Start to let that top hand float down. Come squared up as you plant your hands. Right foot steps back, high plank. One more vinyasa with me. And go ahead and find child's pose or another resting pose. The Psalms are a rich source of verses that can help us to think deeply about God. The last psalm I had in mind to share with you today is in Psalm 9. Find those long inhales and exhales through your nose if possible. From Psalm 9, I'm going to read verses 1, 2, and 10. I will thank the Lord with all my heart. I will declare all your wonderful works. I will rejoice and boast in you. I will sing about your name, Most High. Those who know your name trust in you, because you have not abandoned those who seek you, Lord. Verse 10 again, those who know your name trust in you, because you have not abandoned those who seek you, Lord. Isn't that a beautiful promise? If you are seeking him, know that he has not abandoned you. In your child's pose, with your forehead staying down, go ahead and walk your hands to the left, even coming off the mat, to create a side stretch sensation in the right side body. Your forehead might come up a bit because of where you've moved your shoulders to. Can you breathe into that stretch? And now gently come back through center, walking your hands now over to the right side, coming off the mat until you find the sensation on the left side body that you want to breathe into. gently bring your hands back through center and press up to find a seated pose. Get your feet in front of you. And we're going to windshield wiper our knees again. Do your hips and hip flexors feel any different from the beginning of class? Denver, leave. Get out. Do your hips feel any different compared to the beginning of class? We haven't done much as far as opening our hips today, but it's still always good to notice where your body's at. When your knees are next in center, go ahead and keep them there. We're going to do boat. So the first level of that is already what you're doing, leaning back on your hands. Maybe you now extend the legs out until your shins are floating and parallel to the ground. The third step of boat, if you want to take it today, is to let the arms now float outside the shins. 2 breaths, whichever level of boat you're doing. And now slowly, with as much control as you can, let your body lower down to the mat until your whole body's down. Let yourself get heavy on the mat for a moment. Then bend your knees, plant your feet one more time. Let those knees fall to the right and the left. Maybe you even find a release in the low back. Now we're going to come into reverse pigeon or reclined figure 4, however you want to think about it. Take your left ankle to the right quad and reach for that right leg. Start to pull it in towards your body, towards your belly. When our body finds an intense stretch, sometimes we hold our breath, which communicates to our brain that this is not okay. But I invite you, despite what might be a very intense stretch, can you continue to breathe slowly, with control, and communicate to your brain that this stretch is welcome and good. Maybe you're on the other side of this stretching sensation and you want more. In that case, I invite you to maybe flex that left foot that's right in front of you. Or, in addition, you can press the left elbow into the left thigh, pressing it away. Do what works for you in this shape today. We've got 3 more breaths wherever you are, whatever modifications you've made. Start to gently release that left leg, keeping your left ankle pinned on the knee there. Let your legs fall together to the right. As your arms reach out and the gaze falls to the left. If you find any muscles in your inner thighs or even your ankle or your jaw, just a random place still holding on, can you release that muscle and find a deeper rest in this stretch? Next, inhale, start to move your knees and your gaze back through center. And go ahead and switch sides. Right ankle comes onto the left knee, left quad. Reach your arms for that left thigh. And when you're ready, pull it in towards your belly. Remember to keep breathing. If you're at the point where you would like more of a stretch, you can press that right elbow into the right thigh and or flex that front foot, that right foot that's in front of you. Three more breaths. Gently release your hands from the left thigh. Once that left leg touches down, let your legs fall together to the left as you stretch out your arms and let your gaze fall to the right. Denver, leave it. Let your knees and gaze both work back towards center. And go ahead and hug your knees in, giving them a tight squeeze. You can stay still, or maybe you rock gently from side to side. Both of you, get out right now. You are disobeying. Gently release your knees. Option to find a butterfly shape before we enter final relaxation. Butterfly is when the soles of your feet come together and the knees are splayed out. If butterfly is not in your practice, another alternative is to tent your knees so the feet come wide to the edges of the mat and your knees rest in. Whether in butterfly or tented knees, see if it feels nice to take your hands and arms in a cactus shape. They can also be on your belly to feel your breath. So quite a few options here. Just take the ones that serve you today. From your butterfly or tented knees, let's transition now to final relaxation. Let your legs shoot down the mat, feet flopping out to the sides. Palms can be face up at your side body, or maybe again on belly or chest to feel your breath. Maybe you press into the back of your skull just slightly to tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body, creating a heart opening sensation. And as we enter final relaxation, I'll just read that last psalm to us one more time. Psalm 9, I will thank the Lord with all my heart. I will declare all your wonderful works. I will rejoice and boast in you. I will sing about your name, Most High. Those who know your name trust in you, because you have not abandoned those who seek you. You can pause the video here if you know you'd like more final relaxation than what I'm going to put on the video today, but we'll take about 4 to 5 minutes in our deep rest. If you're ready, start to bring some small movements to your body, maybe fingers and toes. Maybe you circle your wrists and your ankles. Maybe you reach overhead for a full body stretch. I invite you to keep your eyes closed as you curl up on your favorite side for a couple breaths. I invite you to come back to the prayer that you prayed in the beginning of this time, or the intention you stated. Start to gently press into the mat to lift yourself up to any comfortable seated pose. Take a moment to root down through your sit bones and find a tall spine. Next, inhale, let your arms rise up into circles. Exhale as they come down to heart center. May the Lord's peace, joy, and light be multiplied to you. Shalom.